Good evening. Thank you for coming. This has been a long time coming because we have a Christmas concert this year, and this has really worked out quite nicely. The weather is really nice, and everybody's in their comfy folding chairs instead of on like a bleacher or something. So I'm just happy that the kids get to perform and play something. The last time they did a concert was Christmas of last year. So that's a very long time ago, and they've been practicing their instruments since then. Even during quarantine, they had assignments that they were supposed to be doing in last year, and they've been playing all that time and haven't really performed. So this is a big deal for them, and I think they don't realize it. They will after they play. So our first piece that we're playing is called Uskadar, which is a city in Europe. And so this is basically an old Hungarian folk song. So that is just a band piece that was written for a band by a composer named Robert W. Smith, who made his living writing music basically for middle school bands. This next piece is one that a lot of people recognize. It's from the Indiana Jones movie Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
This group didn't get to do a spring concert last year. Typically we would hand out awards. And so I do most improved from each section. So there's a brass player, woodwind, and a percussion player that gets the most improved. And then there is a most outstanding. And as you can imagine, especially at a school like Dutchtown, it's really hard to choose between these students. Most improved, I look for kids who have genuinely worked hard. I can tell they show up to class and do what they're supposed to do, and it's paid off for them, which as a teacher, that's probably the most rewarding thing to see. As a kid that works hard and then makes improvement, makes better. And the most outstanding students, I look for ones who aren't just good players, but they're well behaved, they're good students at school, and most of all, they have a good attitude and they're a positive influence on people around them. It doesn't mean that they're outgoing and super positive, but they show up and do what they're supposed to do every single day without being recognized for it, and everybody else kind of picks up on that, and they bring everybody else up with it. So we'll start with our most improved brass player. This young man switched to the tuba. I'm not sure when he switched, now that I think about it. But he has come miles and miles and miles, and so I'm very, very proud of him. He always has a good attitude and a sweet kid. That is Grayson Stutes. Our most improved woodwind player is a kid that I like a whole lot. He was towards the bottom of the section, and I remember one time he got first chair, and I couldn't believe it, and he said that he couldn't believe it, but I knew that he had been getting better and better and better, and he had been working for it. He shows up, and seems happy to be there, and he enjoys it. He has good rapport with all the kids around him, and they seem to like him. I was just so pleased with what he's done this year. The most improved woodwind is Luis Berrios. Our most improved percussionist is always the same story. He just worked hard, you know, before class one day I heard him playing something. I was like, how do you learn to play that? He said, I practiced it. You know, I just realized that without saying anything or, you know, trying to show off to anybody, he had been going home and working and just made huge improvements. Really very, very impressive. So the most improved percussionist is Jaden Monkey. Our most outstanding brass player. This is a really hard decision to make. Sometimes I'll start with like the test scores in my spreadsheet and just sort it. And there are like so many kids that just score really well all the time because they practice and show up and try to get first chair and stuff. And so this student maintains first chair a lot. He's always very positive, and he does everything he's supposed to. He always has his instrument up ready to play. He's always one task. You know, he's kind of a trained student to teach. And he made honor band this year, which is very impressive as a celebrant. So that's Andrew Landry. Our most outstanding woodwind player, I taught one of his siblings who is also a good player, and he has just kind of practiced nonstop since he was in 6th grade, and it's paid off for him. He just works really hard, and he's always done it. He's becoming a great player. He made honor band this year. That is Matthew Tabor. This group of percussionists has been particularly good. There are lots of really good kids that go home and work. A few of them tried out for honor band, which I always appreciate. It's a matter of their name. The thought that counts. They want to work for it and try to make it, and get better. So this is a hard one to pick. Our most outstanding percussionist is Caleb Weber. And I don't have any trophies for it or anything, but there was 3 kids in 7th grade who made honor band this year. And if you don't know what that is, it's all of the students in our district. So that's kind of the greater Baton Rouge area, West Baton Rouge, Livingston, like all around. So it's a really big deal, and we have one of the strongest districts in the state. So whenever they make honor band here, it means they're really quite good for a middle school student. So if you made honor band in this group, can you please stand up so that we can give you a round of applause if you make honor band? Andrew, Mason, thank you. So I'm sure that your students have told you, I'm positive, but I will not be coming back to Dutchtown next year, which is a very bittersweet thing for me, and it's mainly because of the kids here are so good. However, I can say that I'm positive that they will have a really good teacher because the kids here are so good and everybody knows it. So there are lots of people who want to be the band director here. And so I would urge you to please encourage your kids to stay in band for next year. This is a really strong group of kids and a really good group of kids. And I'd love to see them continue with it in 8th grade. So they've only been with it for 2 years, and there's a lot more to learn. So let's encourage them to stick with it. Our last piece, called Plaza de Toros, is a piece about a bullfight, and it's being conducted by our student teacher this semester, Mr. Colin Button. Thank you so much. The 8th graders still need to perform and their parents need to come in and they need to come in. So if you could, if you want to take pictures and all of that, just go out to the parking lot.